And then M&A news as the judge approves that $26 billion T-Mobile Sprint deal. David's got details.
Yeah, let's get right to it this morning, of course. We learned about an hour ago, as we actually learned late yesterday, would probably be the case. Judge Marrero, a case that we've been watching so closely, 13 states, of course, opposing the merger of T-Mobile and Sprint. Judge Marrero ruling in favor of the companies, saying you can proceed with the deal. And you can see, of course, the response in the marketplace is quite significant. There's a look at Judge Marrero as well, of course, federal judge. To remind people, the ratio was 0.102560 T-Mobile shares for each Sprint share. Just to go back, because remember it was, April of 2018 when this deal was originally announced. We may actually get to the 2-year mark before they were able to close it. $6 billion in run rate synergies. The president valued that at $43 billion at the time. And again, it was April 27th. Overall. Now, since then, so many different challenges have come along, but this one being overcome perhaps is the most significant one and now is paving the way for these companies to get together. But they're not quite there. Not quite there as you take a look at the approval from Judge Marrero this morning and all the things that have happened on the way to that. Of course, the most important beyond today's decision was the Department of Justice saying, yes, you can go, Mr. number 3 and number 4 in the wireless marketplace. You can get together. We believe that together you will actually present a more formidable power in 5G, which is a key, of course, focus for the country, delivering that around the nation. We believe that you will be a better capitalized competitor to take on the likes of Verizon and AT&T. And we believe, again, I'm saying the DOJ here, when they approved the deal, that with the consent decree you've entered into, we will create a nationwide competitor in the form of Dish, which has all that spectrum, which is going to get the prepaid business from Sprint boost, and is going to as well have the 7-year sharing agreement with T-Mobile, not to mention 800 the spectrum as well that they were getting in the divestitures that will most likely now take place. So many moving parts here. I could imagine a very different scenario, and many in the marketplace imagine that was more likely. You can see what's happening to Sprint shares right now as they move up. Everybody moving up sharply on this news. It would have been a very different story had it gone the other way. Sprint shares perhaps might not have suffered that much. SoftBank would have suffered perhaps a lot. Dish as well. T-Mobile. Not happening. What did the judge actually say, and where did he focus? Let me get to that this morning for people, because that is important here in terms of the case that was made by the companies. There were 2 key points they constantly came back to, and Judge Marrero seemed very much focused on them. One, what happens to Sprint if, in fact, the deal doesn't happen? And he said the court is thus substantially persuaded that Sprint does not have a sustainable long-term competitive strategy and will, in fact, cease to be a truly national wireless player, MNO. The weight of the evidence, he went on to say, at trial establishes Sprint is caught in a vicious cycle caused by its inability to finance meaningful network investment, which perpetuates a low-quality network that drives away customers and limits Sprint's ability to generate the cash necessary to reduce its financial constraints. And so the idea that Sprint would simply become perhaps a regional carrier of not great significance and not be able to compete was one thing. And then it came to Dish and Charlie Ergen's testimony during the course of the trial, which seemed to convince Judge Marrero as well. He said Dish's track record and numerous awards for innovation and customer experience, as well as evidence, and this is interesting, by the way, for all of us trying to figure out, will they have a partner? As well as evidence of the currently confidential and creative strategic partnerships that Dish is planning, suggests Dish would compete as a disruptive maverick in the wireless markets, offering low prices for innovative and high-quality services. So, guys, so many moving parts here this morning that we're going to keep an eye on, a lot more to talk about, but that's the basics of this very important decision.